Okay, so to learn some new features in Fusion 360, we're going to look at making a whistle a little bit like this to 3D print. Okay, so I found a bunch of plans online. I searched whistle diagram and then clicked wooden, and it's given me a whole bunch of stuff. We might come back to something like that, but for now, we'll just learn some new tools that'll help us make this. So if we open Fusion 360, I'm going to clear that one because I don't need it now. And we'll go to new document. And I'm going to create a sketch. So we always start off with a sketch. And I'm going to click on a side view. And from here, I'm going to make this shape. So I'm going to show you this new feature, which will be quite interesting. And it's going to be, there's heaps of ways you can make this, but I'm going to show you a way that I'm going to think of at the top of my head. But I'm going to make a rectangle from the middle. I'm going to go up about 100 mil long. So I can write 100 there. And to get over to the other box down there, I can press tab. And now my mouse, oops, now you see my mouse is down there. Well, it's highlighted down there. I might go, say, 16 wide. And we'll make our whistle kind of like that. So we've got a square, and what this is going to make is half of our whistle. So if I click Finish Sketch here, I go to Revolve. What Revolve does is I click on my face, I click on my axis to revolve around, and I'm going to click on this axis here, and that's revolved my square or rectangle around in a circle. So you can actually see what it does by moving this. So now it's at 360, and it's going to give me this tube. Now, if I look at that, I'm kind of thinking it's actually probably a little bit wide and a little bit short. So I'm going to change that. So I double click on my sketch down there, and it takes me back here. I might just make it 110, and I might change this to, say, 13 to make it a bit more narrow. Click Finish Sketch, and I've got a slightly different shape here. So it's hollow the whole way through, except for this little bit in the end. By the looks of it, if I look at some more diagrams, yes, so it looks like it goes hollow all the way through it, and then it's got this split through there, okay? And it's got this little bit wedge in the end there. This one here's got all the measurements for you, so that might be handy to make. First thing, I'm going to make my whistle hollow the way through, and I'm going to show you a different technique than we used last time. I'm going to create a sketch again. I'm going to put the sketch on the top of my whistle, and I am going to draw a circle. So start it from the very middle, and I'm going to go out to, say, there, and with that's 20 millimeters on there. So if you can't find that, just type in 20 millimeters into that square and press enter. Now, I've got my circle on my end, which I'm gonna, but I'm also gonna put a line. So I'm gonna grab my line tool, and I'm gonna put my line across the top of my circle, and you'll see why I did that after. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to go Finish Sketch, and I've got the sketch on here now. Now what I want to do is make my whole tube hollow. So I'm going to click Extrude, and Extrude is just like what we've done on the previous whistle. We can pull our things out, or we can actually cut in. So I tilt my screen, and I cut all the way in to, say, 100, let's make it 105, something like that. You can choose the amount and press enter. Now I've got a hollow tube. Now if I look back at here, I'm going to come back and fill in that end bit there, and you'll see that's why I put that line there. But I'm going to make this wedge in here first. So the wedge just goes, by the looks of it, just into my tube. So if I go back into Fusion, and I'm going to change my view to the side. I'm going to create a sketch, and so create a sketch, and I'm going to choose a side view of my thing. So now I'm creating a sketch on the side here. I'm going to draw a line which intersects here. I've got the wrong end, sorry. Let's just undo that. And that's my open end at the top, so I'm actually going to draw it at this end. So I'm going to draw a line from, say, there. And let's try 5mm. We can always 3D print it to test it. And then I'm going to do my whistle is going to come out. Cool. So there is our wedge there, and I'll go finish sketch. Now, to cut through this, I'm just going to click extrude onto that, and I can extrude that way. But if I go back to my settings, I can go one side, change that to 2 sides, and I can extrude out this way. And that will make a cut into my whistle. Now what I've instantly seen is I haven't gone deep enough. I need that cut to go all the way through. But this is really easy fix in Fusion. I can go back to my sketch here and double click it, and it's actually going to take me, there we go, it's going to take me back to my sketch. And I can move this line and stretch it. So I've stretched it out a little bit, click finish sketch, and now I've got that whistle hole. So I'm hoping that'll work, but there's only one really way to find out, and that's to 3D print. But I've still got to block off this end here. Now, I can't see the sketch I made earlier, but if I go over here to my sketches, I can see all the sketches I've made in the past, and I can bring out my second one, and it's got that line on it. But what I've just realized is that line's on the wrong spot. So I'm going to go back here. Yeah, I'm going to go back to that sketch where I made the circle, which is here. Double click on that. And I'm actually going to cut that line off with the scissors there. I'm going to bring my line tool back, and I'm going to do it across the top of the circle there. Now if I click finish sketch there, now my line's in the perfect spot. Now I need to block off this end a little bit, so I'm going to click extrude, click this here, and bring it out until it lines up with the whistle there. Now I've blocked off that end. Click OK. Now my whistle is looking a little bit more like the one in the picture. I'll hide that sketch. Looking a little bit better. Now this isn't essential, but just to make it look a bit cooler, I'm going to fillet the edges. So I'm going to use this fillet tool here, fillet that. It'll make that end nice and round for your lips to go. And then I might, oops, sorry, I might just go make that up a little. Yep, let's go there, click OK. And then I'm going to also fillet separately, fillet this edge, and just round that off a little bit because I don't want to cut into the inside of my whistle. Now, that's a tool that you can use in all sorts of stuff. You can use it here, and this might even affect how you play. It'll definitely affect how your whistle looks, but it may even affect how it plays. Okay, it won't let me do it. Oh, it's giving me a slight bend there. I might do that just to see how that whistle goes, okay? But ready to 3D print and test this out. So I'm going to go to my bodies there, click on that, right click, save as STL, click OK, whistle, and I'm going to save that and 3D print it.